The MacBook Neo is Apple's best laptop deal ever, and it may be the best laptop deal, period. And I think a ton of people are going to buy it, especially first-time Mac users. But if you're using the MacBook Neo straight out of the box, you are missing out because there's some easy things you can do in macOS to make it a much better experience with setting changes, customization, Windows management, and so much more. So here are the first 20 things to do on your new MacBook Neo. And let's get started by making the display bigger. Yes, the MacBook Neo is a nice portable package, but it does have Apple's smallest laptop display at just 13 inches, which can feel cramped at times, especially when multitasking. But there's actually a setting in macOS to get more usable display space. To do this, click the Apple logo on the top left of your Mac, and then click on System Settings. Get familiar with this page because we're gonna be here a lot. Then find the Display section in the sidebar on the left, click on this, and then you're gonna see these 4 options to change the scaled resolution in macOS. If you click the More Space option, you're gonna see that the windows and controls on your Mac get smaller, thus giving you more usable display space to put multiple windows side by side, which is very helpful on this smaller Mac display. Another thing you can do to get more display space is to make sure the macOS dock with all of your favorite apps isn't taking up a permanent space on your Mac. So to do this, we're gonna go back to Settings, and then we're going to select Desktop and Dock, which is right above Display, so that's easy. And then we're going to go to the top over here, and we're going to enable Automatically Hide and Show the Dock. Just click on this, and you're going to notice that the dock hides, but then if you want that dock back to launch an app, just bring your cursor down to the bottom of the display and your dock comes up, you bring it away. I think you get the point, right? Now with a smaller display, you're also going to want to take advantage of quick multitasking gestures. So let's say you have 2 windows open. You can now just drag these to the side of the display to automatically snap them into place. So you drag it on the left or the right, they snap into place. You have a control in the middle here to easily adjust the window sizes. And this obviously creates a neater side-by-side view, but it doesn't stop there because you can also drag windows to any of the 4 corners of the display for a grid view. So simply just drag your windows to whatever corner of the display you want, and you can see that they automatically resize into this nice grid view so you can have 4 apps open all at once. Furthermore, you can hover the cursor over the green stoplight control on any open app window for a full list of quick window management options. And there's even quite a few that you don't do normally just by snapping. So this is a really cool feature to organize your windows. Speaking of window management, your Mac also has a really great way to instantly organize windows with a feature called App Expose. This is a really helpful gesture that quickly displays all of your open windows for the active application, letting you switch quickly between them. The problem is, it's turned off by default in macOS, so let's fix that. To do that, go back to System Settings, then scroll down to Trackpad, then click on More Gestures, and then we're going to go to App Expose. You can see it's turned off by default, and then we're going to turn this on. You can either change it to a 3-finger swipe or a 4-finger swipe. I prefer 3 fingers, so set it to that. And now, when you have a bunch of windows open, like all these Safari windows I have open, all you have to do is take your 3 fingers, swipe down on the trackpad, and now you'll see all of your active windows, and you can choose which one you want to bring to the front. And then you can go find another one, click on that and bring it to the front, right? Like, I think this is a really helpful feature. I'm not sure why it's disabled by default in macOS, but I always recommend everyone turn on App Expose. It's a really great way to manage all of your open windows. Furthermore, another trackpad setting you might want to change is the right-click setting, especially if you are a Windows switcher that only had to press like the bottom right corner of your trackpad. Now, by default, to right-click on the Mac, you have to press the trackpad with 2 fingers instead of 1. So if you like that, you can keep it. So just press with 2 fingers. You'll see that it enables right-click. But if you want to change this, you can. So all you have to do is go to Point and Click in the trackpad settings, and then you're going to see the secondary click section. This is right-click. You can click on this, and you can either set it to the bottom right corner, and if you're feeling rebellious, you can also set it to the bottom left corner. Don't do that. And now, instead of pressing 2 fingers on the trackpad. All you have to do is press the bottom right of the trackpad and you can right click. Now, another thing you'll want to set up on your new MacBook is hot corners, which lets you trigger fast actions just by dragging your cursor to the corners of the screen. In fact, macOS by default already has one enabled in the bottom right corner for your notes. So you just take your cursor, drag it to the bottom of the display. You'll see that you can open up a notes window instantly, but you can actually customize each corner to do a specific action. To do this, go to System Settings, then go back to Desktop and Dock, then scroll all the way down until you see Hot Corners. Click on that, and now you'll see this new window pop up for all the options that you can enable with the 4 corners. There's some really helpful ones like automatically locking your Mac or putting your display to sleep, starting a screensaver, activating your notification center, and so on. So you can set these however you want, and then once you set them, all you have to do is just drag your cursor to whatever corner of the display and it will activate that feature. Now, if this MacBook Neo is your first Mac, or even if you are a Mac veteran, one of the first things you should do on any new Mac is install Clean My Mac. Because this application is so handy for managing your Mac that anyone can use it. The interface is so clear-cut, and for most users, all you have to do is click that one button Smart Scan, which will scan your Mac for system junk and duplicate applications, taking up precious storage space on your Mac, while also looking for app updates and giving you ways to increase the performance of your Mac. And with the growing popularity of macOS, an unfortunate side effect is increased targeting for malware and viruses, but thankfully, Clean My Mac also comes with an anti-malware scanning tool powered by Moonlock. And as a new Mac user, especially on a machine like the Neo that has limited memory, Clean My Mac can make managing that memory easy with a helpful toolbar that can instantly clear memory hogging apps, as well as just checking the overall health of your Mac. And with features like Space Lens or Cloud Cleanup, you can easily visualize how your storage is taking up space on your Mac and even in the cloud, and it gives you an even easier way to clean it up. Basically, Clean My Mac has everything to keep your Mac organized, clutter-free, virus-free, and keep it feeling up-to-date and brand new. And as a new Mac user, you can get tidy today with a free 7-day trial and use my code GregsGadgets for 20% off your purchase. So check it out, and thank you to Clean My Mac for sponsoring this video. Now, at just $600, I think that 256GB model of the MacBook Neo is going to be really popular. But if you bought that model, you'll notice that you do not have a Touch ID fingerprint reader built into the keyboard. So to unlock your Mac, you need to enter a password every time. However, if you own an Apple Watch, well, you can just automatically unlock your Mac. To do this, we're going back into System Settings. I told you, we're gonna be here a lot. And then we're going to scroll down and select Touch ID and Password. Now, you'll see here on the bottom, I have 2 Apple Watches, I'm sorry about that, but your Apple Watch will pop up here. And then all you have to do is enable it, maybe enter a password. Don't look at mine. Okay, after you enter your super secretive, sensitive password, anytime you're wearing an Apple Watch and your Mac is locked, well, your Mac will automatically unlock without needing to enter the password. That's a really nice trick if you are an Apple Watch owner. Now, another new tip for Mac users is to utilize Spotlight Search. Now, there's a few ways to access this. First of all, it is probably already in your menu bar with the magnifying glass icon right up here, so you can just click on that. You can see I've never opened it yet, so there you go. First time, right? And then you can also do this by pressing the Command key and space bar at the same time. Or the simplest way to do this is to just press the F4 key. Yeah, it has a dedicated key on the keyboard. And what do you use Spotlight Search for? Well, you can basically search for anything on your Mac. So you can search for an application, you can search for files or folders, you can search for photos, contacts, maybe even search for a setting. You can search for web results, and you can even use it as a quick calculator. However, there is one thing you'll want to set up which is not enabled by default with Spotlight, and that is Clipboard Access, which basically lets Spotlight store previous copy and paste items. Now, to enable this, just activate Spotlight again, and then just drag your cursor. This is going to reveal 4 new icons. Click the one all the way to the right. And then you're gonna see I don't have it enabled yet, right? So just click Allow. So now when you copy things, it'll be stored in that clipboard. Let me give you an example. So let's go ahead and copy this text right here. And now we're actually gonna go over to the Apple website. We're gonna copy this image of the MacBook Neo. Now I got this notes field open. So let me just paste this picture into notes. But wait a minute, I actually wanna copy and paste that text too. Well, I don't have to go back and find it. I have my clipboard here. We can see that it was stored. So I'm gonna hit that. And now I'm going to paste it into my notes. And there you go. So basically that clipboard is gonna store things that you copied. Even if you cleared the selection, you can always go back and find what you copied and then paste it, I guess. Now, obviously, maybe you don't want something you copied stored there. Maybe there was like a mistake or something. You can easily clear that too. Just click these 3 dots in the top right corner, click on Clear History, and it's gone. Now, yes, Apple is heavily targeting the MacBook Neo at first-time Mac buyers. And based on my comments from my other Neo video, that is a lot of you. Now, chances are, even if you've never owned a Mac before, there's a pretty good chance you still own an iPhone. I forgot my iPhone. Could someone grab my iPhone for me? Look at that. So I got my iPhone. Now, the great thing about the Mac and the iPhone is that they work so well together. You might have even noticed that this already has so many of the apps you already use on your iPhone, like iMessage, Mail, Notes, and so much more, right? But let me show you how to really unlock the power of your Mac with your Mac and your iPhone working together. Okay, let's enable this. So first, let's go to System Settings. Then let's click on General. It's already clicked. Then click AirDrop and Handoff. And then what you're gonna wanna do is make sure this thing's checked off, which will enable handoff between this Mac and your iCloud devices. This is gonna enable some really cool continuity features between your Mac and your iPhone. For example, if there's something like a text or a photo you wanna bring over to your Mac, well, you can just copy on the iPhone and then paste it on the Mac. Or if you're using Notes on the Mac and you wanna scan a document or insert a photo or even sketch something out with the touchscreen on your iPhone, well, you can just right-click on that Notes field, scroll down, and you'll see this list of options. I'll select Take Photo, and then the MacBook automatically connects to my iPhone, and then I can take a photo, and then it automatically appears in the Notes app. And yes, you can even use this to turn your iPhone into a webcam. So to do that, just open up any app that would use the camera, like FaceTime, select Video from the menu bar, and then in the drop-down menu, just select your iPhone. And now you can use your iPhone's better camera for video calls. Now, the ultimate way to use your iPhone with your Mac is to set up iPhone mirroring, which pretty much lets you control your entire iPhone straight from your Mac. To do this, find the app called iPhone Mirroring. Now, it should be in your dock by default, but if it isn't there, just search for it with Spotlight. Now, once you find it, just click on it to open it, and you're going to see this splash screen show up, showing you all the features that you can do with your iPhone on your Mac, and then just click on Continue. Then you're going to enter the passcode on your iPhone, don't look, and after that, you'll have the option to allow your notifications from your iPhone to automatically pop up right on your Mac. So select either allow or don't allow, depending on your preference. And then after that, just hit Get Started. And we're gonna have to enter our password again. And then once you do that, you'll get a pop-up asking if you want to authenticate every time or authenticate automatically. Again, pick your personal preference depending on how private you want this feature to be. I'm going to have it ask every time, and that's it. You can now control your entire iPhone on your Mac. So to navigate between pages, just swipe with 2 fingers on the trackpad. You can go through your app pages, and then if you want to open an app, just click on it. We're gonna open TikTok. This may be dangerous. Okay, cool, a MacBook Neo video. So yeah, you can literally go on TikTok, and the cool part is, I'm gonna turn the volume up.
Definitely has some shortcomings.
You can actually feed the audio from your iPhone directly to your Mac, and it just plays on here. Now to exit out of an app and go home, just click on the bottom home bar, and it will go back to the home page. And then yeah, basically you can just control your entire iPhone right on your Mac. Just open up apps. You can use Instagram. There's no Instagram app on the Mac. You got it on your iPhone, you can use it right there. That's a pretty cool feature. Now, just like your iPhone, macOS also has a control center. So to find it, it's going to be in your menu bar right here. And you can click on that, and it's gonna have a lot of the interface controls for your Mac right here. Now there's default controls here, like you can change the volume or the brightness, you can turn on Bluetooth, turn on Wi-Fi, or turn them off, right? But to see a full list of controls, just click on Edit Controls. All the controls now are gonna pop up for the macOS Control Center, so you can go through them, select the ones you want. I'm not gonna tell you which ones to select, but if you want a suggestion, I usually add things like the stopwatch. I also like to add screen recording, which is something we're doing for this video. So let's search for screen recording, or rather record screen. I almost got it right. And we're going to click on this because we can now add that to Control Center. So I'm gonna click on that. We added the screen control right to Control Center. And you'll also notice though that you can actually just add this directly to the menu bar. So let's do put display to sleep. We're gonna click on that. And then instead of adding it to Control Center, we're just gonna add it to the menu bar. You can see it popped up in the menu bar. I'm not gonna put the display to sleep because I don't wanna turn this off, but if I click on that, it's gonna just quickly put the display to sleep. And yeah, it's just a quicker way to access your controls right in the menu bar. In fact, let's do something we can actually enable. So let's do voice memos. Okay, voice memos, we're gonna hit this. We're gonna hit add to menu bar. You can see it's now in the menu bar. I'm gonna click on this, and it's going to launch the voice memos application and instantly start recording. Also, another simple thing we can do in the menu bar is to change the battery icon to make it more useful by actually showing you the battery percentage rather than just kind of guessing. Like, does anyone know what my battery is at right now? Well, let's find out. So we're gonna click on this. You can see the battery percentage there, but instead of doing that extra step, all you have to do is right click it, then hit show percentage. And now, instead of doing that extra step, we can just see my battery percentage right in the menu bar. To anyone that guessed 74%, you are the lucky winner of this Panera coffee I've been drinking. Oh, sorry, I ran out. Okay, if you've been watching some of the ads on the MacBook Neo, you might be wondering, how did Apple customize their desktop like that? Well, let me show you how. Now, by default, let's start with the MacBook Neo theming because actually it's already color matched. If you go to like the controls or the highlights, you can see that it color matches the citrus color of the MacBook Neo. And if you have one of the other colors, it will be color matched to that. But of course, you can change that. So let's do that. Let's go back to System Settings, and then we are going to click on Appearance. And here you can see all the different customization options. So by default, the theme is set to this Mac, which is the citrus color, so it's gonna be citrus. But maybe you don't like the citrus color. Maybe it's too much citrus everywhere, right? So we can change this to orange, red, yellow, pink, purple, whatever, right? You can also choose multicolor, which is going to give it a multicolored theme, which is the traditional way that macOS is, but you can see that this changes the theming. So you can pick this and set it to your personal preference. But then from there, we can also change our icon and widget style. So let me actually show the dock again. Okay, so now you can see, here's the default icon style, right? But you can also set it to dark mode. It's going to change all the app icons dark. You can set it to clear mode, which is going to change all the apps to this clear version. And you can also set that to be either in light or dark mode or automatic, right? Or you can select the tinted option, which is going to tint those apps, again, to color match the MacBook Neo by default. But again, if you wanted to change this, well, you just go to icon, widget, and folder color. And instead of automatic, you have that list again where you can pick between all the default colors, or you can just choose any color, right? You get a slider here. You can use the color picker, which basically lets you pick like your wallpaper color, or really anything, right? If I go over to this network icon, I can pick that color, and the apps are gonna change that color. So yeah, basically any color you want to change the icons, widgets, or folders, you can do that on the Mac. Furthermore, you may also want to customize your wallpaper. Now in macOS, you can literally just go to the wallpaper section in System Settings. There's going to be a huge collection of wallpapers that already come with your MacBook. There's a lot to choose from, including some animated ones that will play on your lock screen, creating a really cool transition when you unlock your Mac. But it's up to you which one you want to select. You even have the built-in ones that come on the Neo, but if you don't like the citrus one, if you want to pick the pink one, you can do that. If you want to pick the blue one, the purple one, It's completely up to you. Now, even though there's a lot of great wallpaper options here, you can just set any photo as your wallpaper. So in the wallpaper section, you can scroll up here, you can click on the add photos, and then you can choose from the photo library or choose from a file, or you can just take any photo and right click on it, and then you'll see this option to set it as the desktop picture. You click on that, and then your desktop background is going to change to that picture. Now, once you have your great wallpaper picture, you might also want to change your app icons or folder icons. And there is a really easy way to do it on macOS. So let's do that with a folder. Now, I don't have any app icons on my display, so if you don't have a folder, all you have to do is right-click on your desktop, then select New Folder. Now, to customize this, all we have to do is right-click on the folder, then select Customize Folder. From here, you're gonna see that you can change the color of the folder, right? So you can set that. You have these little glyph icons that you can choose, or you can even just go to the emoji picker and select an emoji to put on the folder. But let's go even farther, right? Because we can actually just set our own picture to any folder or app icon. To do this, right-click on the app icon or folder, then select Get Info. Now, what you're gonna wanna do is have a picture ready. So I got a few I downloaded here, and then just take that and drag it to the folder icon right here, let it go, and you're gonna see that we have now created a custom icon or custom folder with our own image. Again, you could do this with any photo, so you can really just go out and customize your desktop to your heart's content with your own personal aesthetic. This is my personal aesthetic, clearly, so hopefully you like it. All right, finally, let me show you how to organize your desktop with a feature I love on Mac. This is a necessary one for me, called Stacks. So to do this, we're gonna be on the desktop, right? Then we're just gonna hit View from the menu bar, and then we're gonna use this option called Use Stacks. Now, what this does is it automatically categorizes and organizes everything that's on your desktop. And let me let you in on a little secret, right? This MacBook Neo is new, so I don't really have that much on it. The desktop's nice and clean for this video, right? It's not cluttered, but I got a deep, dirty secret. My desktop is really, really messy. This is the desktop on my MacBook Pro, and you can see, oh man, it looks bad. But by using that same feature on that desktop, you can see it automatically gets categorized really neatly. And then you can customize stacks even further. So if you click on View again, and then do Group Stacks by, well, you can do it by the kind, the date last opened, the date added, date modified, date created, or even create your own custom tags if you're actually an organized person. I'm not an organized person, so I just use one of the default macOS options. But yeah, it really cleans up your desktop, actually makes mine usable. So I am a big fan of the Stacks feature. Thank you, Apple. Thank you, Tim Cook. All right, but those are the first 20 things to do on your new MacBook Neo. I really hope this video helped you out. If it did, please leave me a like. If you want to see more from the channel, make sure you're subscribed. And if you didn't buy a MacBook Neo, you're thinking about buying one, or any Mac, I'll leave some affiliate links in the description. And yeah, if you bought a MacBook Neo, let me know. How are you enjoying it? Did you find this video helpful? Let me know your favorite thing I told you to do with your new MacBook Neo in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching. It's been a journey. I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.